Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, it's been a very interesting debate. I've learned a lot of things today, among them that Franklin Delano Roosevelt's fiscal policies caused a depression that began 3 years before he took office. Learned that the business climate in this state is so bad that we are suffering in terms much greater than other states, but the facts don't prove that. In fact, over the past 10 years, if you look at gross state product, despite our housing problems, our economy has expanded 78%, and you can compare that to 65% for all of the other states combined. So we're growing at about 20% greater than all the other states, and I would suggest that's hardly a sign of poor economic climate. You know, when I talk to students about balancing a budget as complex as $100 billion, I tell them that it's really no more difficult than third grade arithmetic. Because really, if we're being honest, all we can do is addition and subtraction. We need to either add revenue to match our statutory obligations, or we need to cut our spending. But of course, everyone, at least as reported, short of Mr. Nilo, on the Republican side, has signed this pledge to Grover Norquist, who, and I'll complete the quote from Ms. Hancock, is famous for saying that he doesn't oppose government, he just wants to reduce it to a size where it can be drowned in the bathtub. Is that what we're trying to do to the state of California? I've heard Republicans complain that we took too deep cuts in the conference committee. You want to restore some of the cuts that we made. But again, if it's third grade arithmetic and you've tied one hand behind your back and you can't do the arithmetic, then the only other thing is to make the cuts. And as so many others have said before me today, where's the proposal to cut $8 billion? Well, we've been through this. I've been through this now. This is my sixth time around. It's 6 years that I'm waiting to see the proposal to make our balanced budget through cuts alone. But there is no proposal whatsoever. Imagine if Democrats were to suggest or even sign away our responsibility that we would never make a cut. Everyone would laugh because it would be ridiculous. But it's equally ridiculous to say that you'll never vote for a tax, because that's all we've got. And of course, the way around it all is to borrow, borrow, and further borrow, which is what the third has required the two-thirds to do over the years that I've been here. Now, according to the Legislative Analyst's Office, 75% of our general fund increase since 1999 is population growth, inflation, and the cost of the vehicle license fee backfill to cities and counties. 3/4, and the rest Mr. Liu has already shared with us, I won't reiterate. That cost to our general fund has now been $29 billion since 2003. Imagine what we could do with $29 billion. We could resolve the $17 billion hole that's staring us in the face, no new revenue. We wouldn't have to use the Ronald Reagan, Pete Wilson personal income tax rate of 10 and 11%. We would have $12 billion additional dollars in surplus. Or we could resolve the $17 billion and pay back every penny of the economic recovery bonds that we have had to float to balance past debt. Those bonds, which we could resolve easily if we had that $29 billion, is costing our general fund many billion dollars each year on debt service alone. But the fact is that $29 billion is long gone, and it's benefited Californians who own cars worth $10,000 all of $98 annually. Now, going forward, we all get the politics around the vehicle license fee. It's gone. It's a revenue stream that was with us for over 60 years. It's been destroyed. You repeat the term dreaded car tax long enough, voters got it. So now, how do we deal with the fact of this budget crisis created by that $29 billion that we no longer have, that revenue stream that served us so well for so many years that is now gone. Well, we only have a few choices: addition, subtraction, and of course, the suggestion of borrowing. We could cut another $8 billion. I don't think there's anyone in this room who could honestly say there's $8 billion more to be cut from this budget. We could raise another $8 billion. Well, our proposal, and keep in mind, as Mr. Laird said from the outset, no one earning less than $500,000 a year is going to be touched. So all of this concern about average Californians, no. And the small business owners, or those who are not incorporated, even if they are impacted by our proposal and $5.1 billion in new money, the average is $33 a month. No one's getting fired as a result of a $33 a month imposition. So again, we're left with borrowing, which is only going to dig the hole deeper and make the situation worse for next year. I don't want to go there. I have voted for too many budgets that has dug the hole deeper because addition was taken off the table. So I would suggest it's time that we all get honest and get real. Rip up your pledges to Grover Norquist and get back to the negotiating table in full earnestness. Grover Norquist didn't elect us to our offices. The voters of California did. We owe them better. I ask for your aye vote.